back to another weekly vlog. However, it is Wednesday, but I believe we can turn the week around. I have just been having a shocker. So I didn't really share anything, but I thought I'd just start. It's like, I don't even know what time it is. I've left my phone somewhere, maybe like 10 o'clock on Wednesday. And I've just gone shopping. Partly because I needed some things and partly because I just need a little bit of retail therapy. I love shopping and I haven't been shopping in so long. So I went to Spotlight and I got this massive bag that I could use for picnics as well. And I thought I'd just show you what I got. First thing in the bag, not a necessity, but it was on sale for $7. And I figured when I don't know what to do with my spare time and my hobbies, I love a good paint by number. And just having this in my little crafty backup wardrobe, I think is just gonna be so good. This is all from Spotlight actually. I lied actually. This is from Good Guys. I ran out of ink for my printer. Exciting stuff. The rest of this is from Spotlight. So everything is on clearance at the moment, which kind of love. This gingham quilt cover set, $10. Perfect. This is so random, but I was just browsing in the little clearance section and these two books were both $1. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just get them. So I got this little Zen coloring book, which I just think is going to be so much fun to color in. And then this little make book. I love cutting out letters, so I don't know if I'll use this for cutting out letters because it's on like kind of nice thick cardboard, or if I'll actually use this to make clothes. Not sure yet. I got some cute little gingham my words lately are just not working. Paper plates. Because in a couple of weeks, I'm hosting a Sunday spread with a bunch of girls and gingham is kind of the overall like table theme that I'm going for. I'm going to have like a gingham tablecloth. I'm going to have like a little banner that I'm going to make with gingham stuff. And so I found these gingham plates and I thought it'd just be perfect. Got some neutral fabrics. Some of them are gingham, some are just like a normal neutral brown sort of color. And I will use these to make my little banner that I'm planning that's gonna say Sunday spread. And then the rest of the things in here are tote bags, lots of them. So I've just made this little design on Canva that I want to print onto a whole bunch of tote bags, but getting them each individually printed on Etsy was gonna be so expensive. So I went to a local place. They do, what's it called? Like the heat press. They've got like the DTF sticker vinyl thing. Not exactly sure, but basically they can put my print that I've designed onto these tote bags. And so I'm gonna go deliver these tote bags to her place. She's gonna pop all of the prints on them and then send them back. And I'm just so excited. So everyone coming to this Sunday spread is gonna get a cute little tote bag. I literally just got so many tote bags for all the girls coming. And I'm so glad that so many people have said yes. I'm just very excited. I haven't hosted a big gathering here before. I'm gonna host it upstairs with the ocean view and we're gonna pop planks of wood on the pool table, cover it in the gingham tablecloth, and it's just gonna be the cutest little thing and I'm so excited. Honestly, the start of this week has just been a little bit rough. Essentially, my days are now running on 2 hours sleep and it's uncomfortable sleep and I'm not having a good time. But I do feel guilty for saying I'm not having a good time because I am growing a whole entire human being, which is obviously going to be taxing on one's body. And I am just so excited for this baby and I just feel so connected to it. But I want it to be done. I feel so guilty for saying that I'm not enjoying pregnancy. And I feel like you on the other side of this screen has copped a lot of my complaining about it and I'm so sorry about that, but I just cannot get out of this funk. Anyway, I am very excited. I might actually go and pop all of my fabrics together and see what color combinations I want to do with each one. I'm excited to play around and experiment. I'm just going down a Pinterest rabbit hole at the moment, which is basically just a bunch of banners that people have done. So I can either do triangles or flags or just the letters themselves. I feel like the individual letters will be very difficult and I'm not sure if I'm up for that kind of challenge just yet. Maybe the dark gingham on the background, the letters on top of it in this lighter. I am losing my voice today. Add it to the list of things. This Sunday spread, how many letters is that? 12. So I'd need 12 pieces cut out of this. This is actually really cute now that I've taken it out. Would this work better with more of a dark or a bit of a... These dogs will be the death of me, I swear to God. Cosmo, here? There was nothing out there. Just chill out. Tell me why I get interrupted literally every 20 minutes of my life. from a barking dog. I am just not in the mood for that. Anyway, what was I even saying? Oh, I have the worst acid reflux. I can't even breathe. I can't even move. Picture this in maybe like a triangle or a flag shape, and then the letters on it in this. I don't know. Does that maybe not go? Maybe we try opening the lighter gingham and then having the dark one in front. Or maybe light on light. Do a bit of a practice run just so I can visualize kind of what it's gonna look like. Is that kind of cute? Like, imagine it's all like perfect, stenciled out. This background is either in like a triangle or a flag, and it like hangs on the wall kind of like a banner, and it says Sunday spread. All these ones on Pinterest just look so perfect, and I know that the people that have done these ones have probably been doing this forever, and this is literally my first attempt. But I think it's actually gonna turn out so cute. All right, yep. I've decided we're going with the light gingham and then the brown on top. I am currently in my favourite little swinging egg chair out the back, just giving the boys a bit of a run around before I have to leave. I've just got a hospital visit to pick up a diabetes kit because I'm not going to do the glucose test thing, and I'm going to do it another way, so I'm going to go and do that. But this morning I was up at 3. Could not get back to sleep. Fabulous. I don't know why I'm doing it. I feel like, I don't know. Feels silly. Anyway, update of the day. Very extremely tired. Not doing well. Everything is driving me crazy. We've got some casualties. Sat the bag down on the bench. Went to go upstairs to get the dogs. And I hear splat. And I just knew it was the eggs. They were 12 farm fresh, like homegrown eggs. And it makes me so sad. Oh well. Today is the Thursday before Easter and my whole entire house is a pigsty. I just have no energy for anything, but we're about to have a 4-day weekend, and how fabulous would it be to just have everything done? It is 1:15. I have 1 hour and 15 minutes until I have to do my first little diabetes prick thing for pregnancy. I'm kind of excited. So at the hospital this morning, I went there to get the whole kit, and then she explained everything to me. And so basically I need to do 4 pricks a day for 7 days, and then send the information back to the hospital. They'll send it to my doctor, just so I'm not flooding my whole entire body with sugar, you know? Anyway, tangent. I have 1 hour and 15 minutes till I need to do that. But literally everything is a mess. Like, I've got all the Easter stuff ready for the weekend. All of this baby stuff still needs to be cleaned up. I dropped my eggs, so I've got the mop bucket out, and it's just like, all the dishes still need to be done. The dishwasher is clean, so I need to empty that. Just walking around my house, like, I've just got like maternity stuff that was in one of these buckets. I've still got shoes all over the floor. I've got a washing basket on the couch. I have washing on the line. I need to wash the bedding. I don't want to do it, but I also don't want to do it tomorrow when Rowan's home, because they are very, very sacred hours when Rowan's home. I don't get a lot of them. And they're normally really early in the morning or in the afternoon when I just have no energy. And so I really want to soak in these 4 days that he has off in a row. It's currently Saturday now. This is my go-to Saturday outfit because nothing else fits me. We've just got a little overall dress that is almost literally about to stop fitting, and just a swimmer top, because that's all that fits right now and looks kind of appropriate for groceries. I don't think I've shown you the little diabetes test thing that I'm doing. I need to go so slow and steady down these stairs because my center of balance, or whatever it's called, is just, I feel like I'm toppling over. So I just need to go so slow. Essentially, instead of doing the sugar glucose test, which basically floods your entire body with sugar to determine if your insulin works properly in like digesting it or something. I don't know the exact terms, but basically they would flood your body with sugar, see if your body reacts well to it or not, and then that would determine if you have gestational diabetes, which is a type of diabetes that you can get while you're pregnant, and then once you've had the baby it goes away. So I'm doing this little thing that they gave me. So this was all free from the public hospital, and essentially they give you this little kit and you need to test your blood glucose every morning before you have breakfast, which is what I'm going to do now. 2 hours after lunch, 1 hour after dinner, and then 2 hours after dinner. And the target range for the fasting one should be either equal to or under 5.0. 1 hour after eating should be equal to or under 7.4. 2 hours after eating should be equal or under 6.7. Just give you this little black pouch. And it comes with this little reader, which kind of reminds me of a Tamagotchi. This, which you prick your finger with. And this little container. It did come with 10 little tabs, but I'm down to the last one. But basically, you just grab the little tab, and this is going to be so hard to show you because it's so small. I'm not sure if that's showing up on camera, but one side has a barcode and one side has little like droplets. Into this little Tamagotchi thing, you put the barcode end into it, and then it will start flashing, and then once the little blood sign is over there, it's ready to go. Use this little device to prick your finger. It's literally 3 seconds, it does not hurt at all. And then you just dip this and it will come up with your reading. So this morning I am 4.7 and I should be at 5.0 or under, so that's perfect. I would much rather do a little finger prick thing like this than flood my body with sugar, because obviously that's not good for me, it's not good for Bub. And I feel like I'm just a little bit extra aware of what I'm putting into my body because it's not just me anymore, you know? I'm now completely out of these tabs, and my doctor wants me to do this 4 times a day for 7 days. Every doctor could be different. Don't take this as medical advice or anything. Yeah, there are other options if you don't want to do the glucose tolerance test. We just got home from doing the groceries, and tell me why that was the most chaotic I've ever seen this town. It's Easter Saturday. I know that's technically not a day, but it's the one day where everything's open in between these 3 days, and everyone has just flocked to the shops, and it was the craziest I've ever seen it. And I feel like I've just come out of a city, and I don't love that feeling. Anyway, home now, groceries are packed away, and we got some peanuts because we're gonna make our own peanut butter. And I'm gonna sift these through a colander, kind of like flush all the salt off them with water, because Rowan doesn't really want salt in his peanut butter, and we couldn't find unsalted peanuts. So let's make homemade peanut butter together. I didn't think this through. Now I've got salt all over my bench, obviously, because colander has holes in it.
The world has been bringing me down for so long now. I'm tired of the fight.
Ideally, the peanuts would be completely dry, but I have just washed them, so I'm just gonna lay them out on a paper towel. And essentially you're just gonna pat them dry as best as you can, and then we're gonna pop them in the oven for 5-10 minutes. I've just set it to 150, and that's kind of just gonna really dry them out. So I'm gonna lay them flat on a baking sheet and then dry them that way. But the reason they have to be super dry is because like oil and water don't mix, and it'll turn into like a really gritty peanut butter. So if you want that smooth peanut butter, it's best to have very dry nuts. I was just about to put them in the oven, but I've just heard rain. There was no rain forecasted for today, and I have washing on the line. I'm becoming one of those people where it's like, oh my God, get the washing, stop everything. Washing acquired. Oh, I am getting so winded so easily, and it's so frustrating. But that's okay, trying to stay grateful. That can stay there to be dealt with in a minute. And then I'm just gonna pop it in the oven at 150 for about 5 minutes, just to get all the moisture out of it. I think it says it keeps going, like once you blend more it gets smoother and smoother. This isn't going as smoothly as I had planned it. It is taken 2 blenders. Kind of smells like an electrical fire in here, but it's starting to look like peanut butter. This is how the peanut butter turned out. I think it is such a good consistency. It is a tiny bit gritty, but we could have kept going in the blender, but our blender actually broke. It was on its way out, but our NutriBullet is still fine, so yeah. And it made this much, so very happy with that.